The Department of Health and Human Services has also begun requiring a justification and photo evidence for all child care related payments nationwide, and they required Minnesota to conduct a full audit of all child care centers. They also froze $185 million in funding to Minnesota. And Dr. Oz, who was just here, also notified Governor Walz they're going to begin auditing Medicaid recipients and deferring payments on claims based on waste, fraud, and abuse. This is going to be a all-hands-on-deck government-wide effort. The president has directed all agencies across the board to look at federal spending programs in not just Minnesota, but also in the state of California to identify fraud and to prosecute to the fullest extent of the law all those who have committed it.
We're not trying to slow things down. We're not slowing things down. We're just saying when states send us a funding request for a legitimate program, we're going to start saying, just show us some receipts. Yeah, what he should do is fight fraud, make sure that his state is not spending either state money or federal money on fraudulent providers, whether it's in Medicaid or childcare or any other federally funded or frankly state-funded program. So many states have been very lax. I think in some states it looks like there might be an informal political patronage system going on with providers and state officials looking the other way because they're part of this same political coalition. And that's, political machines are something that we've seen in American history, and it's important that elections be free and fair, and that taxpayer money only be spent on the purposes and the vulnerable populations that Congress and legislatures have decided to spend it on. And every layer of government has a really important responsibility to provide checks and make sure that all the money is being spent in the right way.
The auditors gave Illinois 2 adverse opinions, which meant that the state agencies were passing money, but they were not ensuring whether that money was being used for authorized purposes. In Illinois, childcare did not have as many problems that the auditors found in Illinois. But they did get the Child Care and Development Fund, did get what they call a qualified opinions, which indicated there were material compliance weaknesses, or there just wasn't enough evidence, audit evidence, to determine whether the money was being spent properly. At Truth in Accounting, we've highlighted these issues, some of these issues, and people just didn't seem to have concern. The other issue was that, the federal government and the state is getting information about these problems, and some corrective action is being made. But in the past, why did the federal government keep on giving these states money if they weren't monitoring the money properly?
Well, the Biden administration unfortunately put in some regulations that made it harder for states to fight fraud. It limited their ability to ask for receipts. We are repealing those regulations. We just started that process to get rid of those pro-fraud regulations. So you can expect that later this year we'll finish that process, and we'll actually empower states to fight fraud, better than the Biden people did.